Alrighty, this is a King an HNY King pit tuba, model 1280. It's sitting on a K&M student stand, which is the lowest stand I could find readily available online, just about anywhere, that would support this instrument at a reasonable sitting height. So when you sit down, granted I'm rather tall at 6'4", this is a reasonable height for me. It can be, I think it's at its lowest setting, but with the adjustable bits, you can adjust it down further for a shorter player. It plays in tune now. It originally had a standard tuba receiver on it. I had Agave Music add a sousaphone receiver to this as it played, at 445 or 450, something like that. It played really sharp because it was designed for a pit orchestra, for the string bassist to switch between his upright string bass and this tuba. Again, the recording bell was for projecting out in front, as a pit orchestra would require. Of course, it would sit in its normal playing stand at standing height, but I can't find one of those, an original. So the closest thing I have is a sousaphone Wenger stand. It needs a little bit of repair, but in the midst of whenever it gets repaired, it can be modified to fit this instrument. Instead of fitting a sousaphone, it would, essentially cradle this instrument. And then that would allow the adjustability of, greater adjustability for a player. If they wanted to stand, they could play, or if they wanted to sit, they could play. I also had Agave Music add a couple of bell screws that I got from Dan Schultz, the Village Tinker, the Tuba Tinker. He supplied me with some silver-plated King bell flanges and screws from an E-flat model 1260 or 1235, whatever the E-flat tuba is from the 30s or 40s. So that's that. Then Mike Nye has been helping me. He cleaned it and took out a bunch of the dents, roughed out a bunch of the dents. I mean, there's still some stuff there because it is from 1935, whatever. So now, valves all work wonderfully. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, it's in silver plate, obviously, bright silver plate. It may have been in a satin silver. It's difficult to tell. I'm going to guess that it was bright silver, just because it doesn't have that, texturized finish that you would find on a satin silver instrument. I got a lot of polishing to do. But inside of the bell was probably a gold wash. It's worn, off over the years. So there's like a hint of it in the back and around the, the center up in here, but it's mostly just silver plate. I was thinking of getting it sprayed with Yamaha Special Gold, like I had with my old 46K Grand Jumbo Con sousaphone. But in the interest of keeping things as they are and letting the next owner figure out what they want to do with it, I'm going to leave it alone. So yes, everything's silver plated. It's in real nice condition for its age. Yeah, there's a couple dents left on it, some small pings that are difficult to get rid of in the bell, but up by the, the bell throat, there isn't, it's not like it's going to affect the sound much. There are a couple dents in the lead pipe, but it's an original lead pipe, and I don't want to mess with that. I think there's only like one or two people I would trust to do, the work to remove those. So yeah, this is what it is. So I'm selling it, which is the big shocker from everybody, or for everybody, whatever it is. It's just, I love playing it. It plays great. The band that I play in, this is their favorite instrument that I brought. Like I had a Holton 345, that one sounded really good. But this one is like miles above, you know, miles better than the other one, than the Holton. So it's got a 22-inch bell, standard recording bell. They never offered them with an upright bell. I think I saw Dr. Young, he took a 1250 upright bell. So there's the standard tuba, you know, that 2341, the 1250, or 2341, 1241 tuba that's been made for like 100 years or so. He took an upright bell for that and probably had to lengthen the tuning slide and whatnot. So there's an option if you want to add an upright bell, you can probably get it done. It has a 3/4 inch bore, which is the larger bore. That you could get them in two sizes, the 687, which is the 11/16, and the 12/16, which is the 3/4 inch bore. The 3/4 inch bore is more rare or more uncommon, however you want to think about that. So it's the larger one, and it plays so well. Shame that my phone doesn't record the playing very well, and I'm in a very echoey environment. So there's that. Let's see, what else is there? 4 rotary valves, obviously. They're string actuated. You might be able to see that. They got strings. Obviously, I need to polish it. Polish everything a lot. Yeah, there's that. So yeah, included in the sale, tuba, bell, obviously, bits, a bunch of extra parts from the original instrument that I swapped out, like the receiver. There's a couple of the original bell flame screws, but they didn't have screws and they were a non-standard size. It's very odd. And the playing stand will be included as well. No mouthpiece, it's, you know, preference stuff. So it's probably going to be in like the 6,500 to 7,000 range for pickup only. I'm not going to try shipping this. I already got rid of the box like a year ago and all the packing material. And that was, you know, it's a tuba box, so it's designed for stuff like this. I don't want to try and find what is it, like a dishwasher or like a small fridge box. I don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to ship that somewhere. So it's pickup only here in Arizona. So yeah, I'll miss it. Obviously, I really like playing it, but it's just a little awkward for me to move around. I have a small car. I don't know. I'm kind of going like a different direction with my playing. Maybe trying to get to like a giant helicon instead, or I don't know, just weird tubas. I'm on the weird tuba hunt, so I got like a beater king that I can use in the meantime. That still sounds really good. A bunch of people had really good compliments about it at the repair shop when they put it together. Mike Nyes, great job from Mike and his team. The people that played it that were there and some tuba players that floated through, they all had really good comments about it. Again, it's a nice old king, same vintage as this one. I've had that for a number of years. I got it from, again, Dan, who's a lot of stuff. So let's see, I think that's it. Obviously all slides pull, so first valve, fourth valve, second valve, where second valve would be on a rotary tuba. Third valve, which you can't see down here, it has 2 slides, a big one and a small one. Small one kind of, it's like the loop on a normal cane tuba. There's, it has that pigtail loop in it. And obviously I have the main slide. But yeah, this is probably the best sounding tuba I've had. Favorite among a lot of people. They're very surprised that I'm selling this. But a little sound for this. Hopefully it doesn't sound too terrible with this echoey room, as you can hear. And because I have a beard, it doesn't really help. The low notes don't help. So yeah, that's what it is. It's a tuba. It's a giant tuba. It's what some may call a big ass tuba. I love playing it, but I gotta find something different. Gotta find something weirder than this. Maybe I'll build myself a tartaphone. That might be the next project. I might build myself a tartaphone. That might be a good one to have. So yeah, it's a giant freaking tuba. I have it for sale either on Facebook or on TubeNet. It'll probably be on TubeNet unless one of the guys that I'm already talking to buys it. So yeah, it's there. I also have my jumbo sousaphone for sale. Only because I have another jumbo body and bell that I'm going to convert to a Helicon, and I'd like to sell that in order to fund the Helicon conversion of it, which involves buying a rotary valve section, a 3-valve or like a 4-valve. I'm not entirely sure yet. But there's that, and so I got 2 giant instruments for sale. This thing, the pit tuba and the jumbo sousaphone. So yeah, there you go.